Hi, this is Ushio, and welcome back to A Summer with the Shiba Inu. We just survived our second arena. So, let's find out what happens next. Some time ago though, back to the flashbacks. I was raised to believe that dogs from the plains were only that. Prod dogs. Production dogs. Prod dogs are the lowest ranked Shiba Inu, forced to relocate to the plains. They are in charge of producing raw materials for the island. These were chores that weren't automated yet, or couldn't be. Day after day, completing the same tasks that any other dog would find meaningless. They are literally trading their lives to produce what sustains the island. Can you blame someone for not knowing something if they've never seen or heard of it? To the dogs inside the closed system, the equilibrium state of the world can be completely different in the macro sense. But before lifting away that veil, is it not just and righteous to act within the bounds of the local reality? Yes, but consider the fact that once in the arena, you've been exposed to more than your previous local reality. In that moment, the veil is lifted, and the equilibria solely merge. Since you've now witnessed the possibility of there being more to the existence of the prod dog, what is the just and righteous thing to do? If there was a way to speed up the convergence, would you? Or if one perceives the collapse of the local equilibrium to be a threat, try to stop the convergence between the local and macro reality altogether? If we don't crack the shell of reality, we're going to die without truly ever being born. Can we revolutionize the world? The plains of Shiba Island might seem like a graveyard to us young dogs, empty houses and buildings of the decades past, or the dogs that truly wish for a piece of reality eventually drawn out to the capital. What remains are those that live in the past. I consider myself fortunate that I knew that a larger reality existed outside. It wasn't that I sought it out, it wasn't that I worked harder than any other dog to acquire that knowledge. It was a piece of information that was passed on to me, that I used to make decisions with. If other dogs in the local reality also had that information in such a complete form as I did, wouldn't they have done the same? Okay, the next day. I gingerly opened the gate that leads to the building. Obsidian Rock Industries is what we've been looking for. Quill and I cut through the huge grounds. It seems lovingly maintained, but I get the feeling that not many dogs use the space for enjoyment. There was no one checking for visitors at the gate, nor was there security on the grounds. The building looms over us as we approach. It's an older style building, much like the retro tea shop and restaurant that Max took me to. Red brick gives the building a distinct look, with arches lining the balcony. We pass under the entrance arch. Wow, if your brother owns a space here, he must have really pulled some strings, right? Yeah, probably. Although we don't know, the clue could be someone else's office. Tall wooden doors block our way, which I pull on. They swing open. Okay, I guess the grounds are technically open to the public, but I doubt any dog would dare step inside. The atmosphere's kind of intimidating to say the least. Hello, esteemed dogs. Oh, hi. There's a wooden booth with only a window opening that we could see through. It reminds me of a box office stand. A dog peers out. My apologies for the interruption, but it's my duty to check the authorization of dogs that come through here. Right. Don't worry, I've got this. Cutie trots up to the window, pulling out her pendant. I believe that you will find this sufficient. She shows it to the dog. He nods. Thank you, and welcome. The elevators are ahead and to the left. Please enjoy your stay. Cool, thanks. We head to the elevator. I don't know if I should bother asking Cutie if she uses her rank rights often. There's no point being upset about it. Like I told Max yesterday, I shouldn't be imposing my beliefs on others. Also, Sid's rank. She's the #1 dog, so she outranks everyone. What to say? Ever feel bad when you use your rank rights? Okay. What do you think about rank rights? Let's test the waters before we go in. Okay, it took me 7.5 seconds. Slacker. Okay, maybe I should be more impulsive with my decisions. Hey, Q. Yep. What do you think about rank rights? Let me guess, you have some opinion on what I did just now, right? Well, yeah, you read me like an open book. Sometimes I wonder what using rank rights means to me. I usually end up feeling regretful, even if the results are what I wanted. Well, sometimes you just have to use it. I do take into account what outcome I'm aiming for. What if we could have entered the building another way? You didn't even try anything else. If what you're trying to get is that I went straight for using my rank rights, you're wrong. My consideration is that, say we managed to sneak in, the possibility of getting caught later on is still higher. In that case, one of us might still have to resort to using rank rights to escape. So if there's a high chance of having to use rank rights down the line, it saves a lot of time just to use it in the beginning. In other words, going from 90% probability that we'd have to use rank rights to 100% isn't a large jump. So we might as well use it and save all the additional inconvenience of getting caught in the first place. Okay, I guess it makes sense. You don't seem convinced though. Look, I don't prefer using rank rights before anything else, but I do think carefully about it, and it's not for every situation. Not for every situation, many dogs say that, and it ends up being a slippery slope. All of a sudden, getting some lower ranked dog to run your errands could be a justifiable situation. I see your point, but you're kind of overthinking it. It sounds like you're really trying to demonstrate some moral high ground here, like you're trying to make me feel guilty. I mean, I know it seems hypocritical that I'm against using rank rights, seeing as I worked so hard to get my own rank. But I really just wanted not to answer to any other dog, not to actively bend other dogs to my will. And that's your own choice to make, which I respect. Why do I feel like you have this conversation with other dogs? You spoke about it with Max as well, right? Yeah, I guess it's that obvious. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound accusatory or anything. I'll stop. Yeah, that would be nice, thanks. Her voice is curt, the first time I've heard it like that. Okay. I've got to contain myself. It's been the decades worth of pent-up thoughts, but it's not fair to make Cutie listen to me rant on and on. Going up the elevator. We step out. Obsidian rock. What would I find, I wonder? There's a simple door and a nondescript sign that says Obsidian rock. I wiggle the doorknob. It's locked. Well now. Did he leave you any secret key? Perhaps a parting gift or something? Wow, I don't think so. I guess it's not going to be that easy. But if it's his space, I could get away with breaking in. Now, Miss Featherbearer. Are you sure we don't have any other options? Like maybe I can use my rank rights on the dog downstairs and get the key? Wow, she's being passive-aggressive. No, we don't have to do that. I'll claim that my brother shares the property with me. If there's any trouble and we do involve the dog downstairs, he'll be blamed because of his lower rank. I think with either method, you'd be the one in trouble. Getting another dog to take the blame could give you a way out of it. I just really try not to use other dogs now, be it with rank rights or any other methods. Yeah, Sid's got a lot of regrets from using other dogs. Yeah, I can tell. Sorry, it came out harsh. Well, to me, your brother's just another dog, and you seem perfectly happy to be illegally trespassing on his property. He's the one that led us here. He must have wanted me to get in by any means necessary, right? I mean, without getting other dogs involved. Cutie doesn't argue any further. She just shrugs. Look, I know you suggested getting the keys from the dog downstairs, only to keep me out of trouble. So thanks. Best to let her comment about using rank rights slide. I might have hit a nerve earlier, and she's just trying to help, and I kept accusing her. Maybe I'll just smash the door in? I'll do it. I'm bigger. It's not an issue. No, it's okay. I'll use the feather. You don't need to risk it on my account. Okay, the bearer of the feather has the right to alter reality. And if the reality is that the door is unlocked, so it shall be. I'll twist the doorknob and it turns smoothly. I'll push the door open, holding it for Cutie to enter. Wow, that makes things way more convenient. Could you do anything, like anything, with the feather? Well, I'm not sure, really. For simple things, I'm sure I could change all sorts of things. For, say, huge events, I'd need to plan out all of the components. For example, if I wanted the world to end, I'd have to plan out exactly how. Food shortage? Fire? And how would the fire not be put out? Maybe something happened to the fire department's pipe infrastructure. I'd have to break everything down to the smallest component. But I could make it work. Wow. You see why I don't like using it though? It's just way too much responsibility. And yet you chose to use it over a simple solution, such as me shouldering the door. It would have given way immediately. I just didn't want you to get your paws dirty. Using the feather for something small is the least I could do. Okay, we're in. There's a hallway further along with doors lining it. We check them one by one, but they're all empty. We proceed along the hallway. It leads to a large open room. In the centre of the room sits a single desk. This must be it. I hope so. You think your brother would just leave something out like this? It does look suspiciously easy. My arena senses are tingling. But we did get this far, so it's not going to stop me. I march up to the desk and forcefully start opening the drawers. Okay, what have we got? There's a thick leather-bound book tied close with a piece of twine. I tug on the twine to unravel it, and the book bursts open. Okay, let's take a look. I flip to the first page. It's a journal. I imagine there are many worlds. This is Chun Wen's writing. In theory, I might like to visit them. However, my biggest desire is merely to avoid complicated things. Drama, maintenance of status. It's so troublesome to me. Chun Wen, is it really okay to be leaving your thoughts sitting out here in the open? Well, to be fair, a random dog would be very hard pressed to even try to break into this place. The building itself reeks of high ranking. I didn't really mean it as a serious question. Oh, oops, maybe you're rubbing off on me, Sid. So, any other clues? Okay, I quickly check the other drawers in the desk, which are empty. I check underneath just to see if there's some hidden compartment. Doesn't seem to be. I knock on the desk and its sides, trying to listen for hollowed out sounds. Doesn't seem to be anything odd either. A short while later. Okay, we're back outside. I guess the journal's the only thing to find at Obsidian Rock Industries. I'll take a look at it when I get home and see if I can figure out what clues Chun Wen left. Sounds good. Can you keep me posted? I will, thanks for the help. As we leave the building, I tie the book shut and clutch it tightly. I never thought my brother to be the type that would keep a journal though, actually. I guess there are parts of each other that we don't know. Were you too close? Yes, we were. I consider him to be the dog most like me. That turned out to be eerily true when I learned I would face him in the final arena bracket. We had a great time in the plains as puppies. I think that was the time I saw him the most. After that, we had to live apart from each other. We didn't speak regularly, but I'd see him during the break between an arena bracket or two. You know how, after you leave a dog, it's like your life goes on a separate branch. It always felt like that. No matter how far away our branches grew, they would eventually come back and meet. You'll see if your branches meet again after you figure out the journal, right? Though I'm wondering, would you say that this is the furthest your branches have ever been apart? You literally left the island, and it's been many years. Yeah, I've known long that we would go our separate ways, but I never expected that it would be such separate ways. There were some days when I doubted my decisions, that I wondered if my departure from the island divided our branches irredeemably. But I still have the hope that we'll come together again, like I said. Anyway, I'll go through and read through this. Do you want to join? Stay silent. Go on, come with. Do you want to come? Come. Like, not to read the journal. I think my brother would want me to do it alone. But keep me company? Wow, sure, why not? Let's roll then. This environment isn't very comfortable. Okay, I stayed up late reading the journal. I've read roughly 1/3 of it, but so far nothing really stands out as a clue. Max left breakfast for me once again. After devouring the egg crepes, I sit in the armchair and pick up the journal again. Sometime later, keep reading. I'm hungry. It's still a while till Max gets home from work. I can probably go get something. What's nearby? I remember seeing a fried sweet potato stall near here. Or should I get the IU jelly again? It's never not weird that IU happens to be the name of the dog and also the name of my favourite drink. Humming a tune, I check for my pendant and turn on Max's alarm system before stepping out the door. I double check that the door's locked and take the elevator down. Short walk later. Okay, in the end, I got both the IU drink and the sweet potato fries. Hell yeah, on the way back, I can't help but reach into the paper bag for a sweet potato fry. Oh yeah, I should use the stick. My paws aren't clean. I take the thin bamboo skewer and stick it to the fryer. Delicious hot steam comes from the hole I just poked in the thick, freshly fried potato. Delicately, I bring the snack up to my mouth. Ow! What is this? Where am I now? Where is this? Okay, this is Shurela. Hello? Okay. Why are you... The dog takes out her pendant, and I feel mine yanking at my jacket as it's drawn like a magnet to the other pendant. She's much more deserving of the title than me. What confidence I've built up over the years has been shattered by this encounter. No matter what I do, I will never be as good as her. Is this what other dogs felt like when they went against me in the arenas? By pure luck, I prevailed. To have to rely on luck, I used to feel I was in control of my fate. Now I understand, it's just a big dice roll. What's the use of trying? Even though the end result was good, I feel like there are many dogs that are much more deserving. They were so skilled. What did they do wrong? I grin as I strap myself down. Arena by arena, I'm closer to fulfilling my destiny. I'm going to hold the power of all reality, and dogs will bow down before me. No one will dare stand in the way of my freedom. I've worked so hard since the last arena, I'll come out on top, and so have the dogs in this bracket. Finally, dogs worthy of going head to head with me. The familiar sensation of the consciousness fading, yet still being aware and sentient. Like emerging from sleep, waking into a world that is real, yet completely parallel to real life. The emulated reality in which arenas are set. I'm buzzing with anticipation. I'm so ready to eliminate all these dogs. In this arena, it doesn't matter that all of us are the top dog in our past brackets. Here, only one of us can be the winner and the rest are losers. These are going to be the most challenging opponents I've ever met. What if they outwit me? No, stop. Take a breath. You're a little bit nervous? Sure. That's natural. I'm sure everybody's wired up. Ooh, things are about to kick. Okay, so we are entering our next arena. This is the year 2011. It's still a flashback though. The world comes into focus again and I can feel it. The exhilaration when an arena begins. All alone in the world, it's so quiet, but there's no time to enjoy it. Time to get my bearings. This one is set in a modern building. I actually recognise it as a building from real life. It's a bit different of course, usually bustling with dogs in the shopping centre downstairs, but now it's deserted. Criss-crossed escalators connect the floors and still operating. The trouble is, it's visible from several floors above if you take them. I'd have to be desperate to use these. I'll still hop on the escalator if I have to escape from a tight situation, but let's hope it doesn't come to that. There are 20 of us, so I wonder how we spawned. That's a lot of dogs. From what I can tell, I'm on one of the lower floors. Or at least, if this is true to the real-world building layout. Assuming we're evenly distributed, that would mean there's only one dog for every 5 floors or so. That's a big building. These 5 floors could be each dog's de facto territory. Since 5 floors is pretty vast for one dog to guard, it wouldn't be difficult for an opponent to slip inside the territory. On the other paw, it would also be risky to attack somebody else's territory early on, because that would leave one's own territory vulnerable. Such are the inconveniences of going solo. Contrary to earlier arenas, it isn't common to group up immediately. To have gotten this far, these dogs can take care of themselves. But I prefer this. Never rely on anybody if you want to be able to alter reality. That's what I tell myself. No need to trust anyone, but it's great if dogs trust me. That strategy has worked for me thus far. I take a walk around my floor. Storefronts are lined up along the sides with mannequins and glass showcases. Their interiors seem true to real life. The storefronts I see so far have clothes racks set up neatly. This is an important observation, as some arenas seem more like set pieces, vaster and emptier. I enter a store and stalk through the aisles, noting that there would be good hiding places or like trees in the wild good for breaking up line of sight. I continue to explore, feeling more familiar with the floor layout, but I'm also getting impatient to scout out what the others are doing. It's risky, since I can't defend my own base when I'm gone, but being aggressive has often worked out for me. I might as well go for it. Yeah, there's only one ruler of reality, and I'm going to be the one. It wouldn't be wise to use the escalators like I'd noted earlier, as begging for attention, but if I remember correctly, there's a fire escape somewhere here. Locating the closest staircase, I begin my ascension. Going up. I take a cursory look at the 2 floors above me. They look deserted. On the 3rd floor above, I tread more carefully, taking a look round every corner before venturing out. If I refer to the floor I landed on as the ground floor, and my theory is correct, is that each dog has 5 floors, I should run into someone soon. Of course, I'm still assuming that the arena does things symmetrically, which, according to experience, is reasonable. I head up one more flight of stairs, making this the 4th floor from my spawn point. At this point, the storefronts give way to office space. I knew that some floors are rented out to companies as office space, and that there are luxury stores and restaurants on the higher floors. But in the real world, I've only been to the shopping floors, so I don't really know what to expect from the upper floors. I wonder if there's food in the luxury restaurant floor. It would tire me out to climb up that many floors, and if it happens, I'm gonna need to conserve some energy so I don't have a disadvantage. Surely there are regular elevators past this point too. There seems to only be freight elevators on the shopping floors. I prefer to avoid them since they move slowly. However, there might be no choice but to either take the elevator to access the higher floors if I don't want to be tired out from climbing the stairs. Since elevators are an enclosed space, I'll need to be extra careful since they could easily be rigged with traps. Now that I think about it, I should rig some elevators before anybody else gets to it. Oh, I spot some movement in the corner of my eye, in another section of the floor. I don't think I'll go on the offensive just yet, but I might as well get a good visual on the dog. Who is this? I head in the direction that I saw the movement. I pass the floor to ceiling glass divider which opens onto an office cafeteria. Okay, where did it go? There's no sign of anyone else in the cafeteria area, so I'll keep moving. There's another open area that forms a ringed corridor. Oh, there it is again. Now I can clearly see the dog. She's grey, not a very common colour, but that makes her all the more memorable. Spotting me, she moves quickly down the ring corridor and vanishes through a door. Should I go for it? I weigh up my options. It's quite early on in the arena, so chances are she hasn't had much preparation. She probably isn't 100% familiar with the surroundings yet. Unless she happened to have worked here prior, which is kind of unlikely. Work, if applicable, only starts after a dog has completed all of their arenas. This is so each dog can be allocated to work that suits their value. I suppose it's safe enough to take the initiative right now. I'm confident with my ability to react on the fly. Sneak? I head for the door that she escaped to. It's another cafeteria area, the mirror image of the area I'd just left. Okay, she must have gone into the offices. I walk through the seating area, but suddenly a vending machine topples down, blocking the way behind me. I've been trapped, alright. I could climb over it, but the dog must know exactly where I am now. Trying not to think too much about it, I proceed into the offices. It's quiet and seemingly empty. I flatten my body below the height of the desks. Where could she be? All of a sudden, a cabinet topples down toward me. How is this happening? I make a beeline for a gap between two tables. Good thing I wasn't squashed, but I want to stay hidden and leave the area. The sound from the furniture traps surely is how she avoids being caught off guard. The further I go, the more apparent it is that the desks have been rearranged. Have I been funneled in this direction without even noticing? I gulp, involuntary, feeling a lump go down my throat. It's only the beginning of the arena. How did she manage to set it all up so quick? One wrong move, and I'm going to be gone. Another bang and I jump. Wow, forget finding the dog, I'm getting out. There should be a fire escape nearby, assuming it's connected to the one on the shopping floors. I scan the walls, and thankfully, I spot the door in question. Sneak, heading straight for it, I press on the button that opens it, and it doesn't budge. No, 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 no. I press again and again desperately, empty clicks ringing in my ears like my heartbeat. Oh my, you're a really reckless one, aren't you? The dog appears from behind one of the office desks. Such a shame to be eliminated so quickly. I don't answer, backing away and putting some distance between us. Honestly, I'm surprised that someone would fall for this so quick. She slowly looks me up and down. I don't have the luxury to observe in the same detail, instead trying to scan the room for openings while only watching her for sudden movements in my peripheral vision. Oh, I get it. You're a prod dog, aren't you? I turn my full attention on her. She's smiling smugly. I try to keep my expression neutral, but she seems to have caught the brief flash of irritation. That explains your abysmal performance thus far. I've been performing perfectly well, thank you very much. You're just trying to distract me. I could run away. I'm bluffing, we both know it. From the way she cornered me by blocking the fire escape, she'd exactly predicted my actions. She probably already set up something behind me to further trap me. I might be slightly larger than her, but at this stage in the arenas, physical strength barely gives me a competitive edge. But in this desperate situation, maybe. I run forward and ram her. She sidesteps, so I don't impact her head on, but it's enough to throw her off balance. However, she uses a split second for impact to feel up my torso. I know exactly what she's looking for. Even at a moment like this, she's gathering information. Yeah, you don't have it hidden here. I make a wild dash toward another door that probably leads back to the side of the office complex that I came through. Thankfully it opens, and I frantically look behind me as I run out. The other dog hasn't moved to pursue me. Goodbye, my little puppy. She waves cheerfully, but along with her sweet smile, she's watching me beadily. Scary, scary stuff. She let me go on purpose. All my bravado stepped out of me. I escaped back to my floors, tail tucked between my legs the whole time. Wow. Okay, so that's a scary thing. We just started a flashback of an old arena, Arena 12, and we are going to work our way through that scenario and then see what this new challenge awaits us. But for now, this is Usho signing off, and hopefully I will see you next time.